What's up, YouTube? Old Guy 379 here, coming at you, looking more and more like Grizzly Adams every day. Maybe an old Grizzly Adams, or just Grizzly. Not exactly sure. Hey, I just wanted to come out and just say hi this morning. I am still sitting in Florida, and I should be heading out of here within the next couple hours. It's usually pretty typical. We don't load until Monday afternoon. The produce we haul is all import produce, so we wait on customs and everything, and so to avoid sitting at a shipper, we just wait until, mid-afternoon to get started. Couple things, I'm really glad to see that in the oh my gosh, I'm drawing a complete blank. The guy in White Pine, Tennessee that was run over and killed. I'm Gary Clark, I think was his name, as I recall. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm glad to see that they finally found the suspect. As always, he's innocent until proven guilty, but from all sources, it sounds like the White Pine Police Department did a good job investigating and found the person that did that. So there'll be some justice for him, and that's really good. Again, I feel bad for both sides. I really do. The guy, Gary, and his family, man, my heart goes out to you. My prayers go out to you. My family, we've all been talking about this and the things that can happen out here on the road. And it's always been a concern of mine and my wife's and my family that, something could happen to me out here. And it's not something that anybody ever wants to happen. So, just be aware, guys. Keep on your toes all the time, man. It's easy to get complacent. And I remember being in the Marine Corps, I was an avionics technician, so I was in the air wing. And we worked pretty closely with the Navy. And I remember going through our A school at NAS Mellington, and they had a slogan on the wall, to live by, pretty much, especially for the guys that were out on the carriers. And the slogan was pretty simple: complacency kills. And that's just as true in the trucking industry as it is in any other business where safety is paramount. It's too easy to get complacent. I see guys get in their trucks and leave without even walking around their trucks in the truck stops. If nothing else, if you don't do a pre-trip, a real thorough pre-trip, which I have two schools of thought on this. When my truck's been sitting, I go through and I check everything. I check the oil, I check the antifreeze, I check the belts, I get everything fired up, I make sure everything looks good. I make sure there's no leaks. I check all my tires. I check tire pressures at least every couple weeks, because just thumping them isn't good enough, dude. You can thump a tire that's only got like 70 pounds of air in it and it'll feel pretty decent, especially when it's warm outside. When it's cold, everything's punky and just dull sounding, so a tire gauge is your best bet. But I'll look inside the wheels, make sure, check for wheel seal leaks, things like that. And then during the trip, I do a very basic walk around. Every time I get fuel, I check all my fluid levels. It's just kind of, I don't check the gearboxes, obviously, but, all the fluid levels under the hood to make sure that all looks good. I give my belts a good look over. Make sure, look at the boots and the tubing on the air-to-air for the turbo, intake tubes and stuff like that. I have a air filter restriction gauge up underneath by the cowl. I keep an eye on that. My truck having dual breathers and me not running off-road out in the dirt and everything, it's going to be a while before those filters get plugged enough to cause a problem. Now, I do, have always in the past with trucks with dual air cleaners, always changed my filters out every spring. It's just something I've always done. Some guys do them in the fall. I just do them in the springtime. It's easier that way. Usually there's big sales on come springtime. Everybody's clearing out inventory and stuff. So, to make room for new inventory. But walk around your truck, get a flashlight. Like I said, I've showed you this before. I'm going to show it to you again. This Streamlight wedge. I love this thing because it fits right in my pocket. It's with me all the time. Super bright. It's got two settings. It's a great little light, and it lasts for about 8 or 9 hours on a charge, which means I only have to charge this thing like once every couple weeks. You know, and when I go to bed, I just plug it in. It's a Type-C charger, just like my phone, just like everything else is pretty much anymore. I just plug it in, throw it down on the nightstand or in the cup holder up here in the front, and let it charge. But check everything over. Do a good, you know, do a fairly thorough check every morning when you get ready to roll. When you're done at the end of the day, walk around your truck. During the day, if I stop in a rest area or something, or just pull off the road, you know, pulling a reefer, it's kind of like second nature. I walk back and look at the temperature gauge on my trailer all the time, see where my reefer's sitting at. And while I'm there, I might as well just walk around, thump tires, check hubs. You know, I've mentioned this before, especially when you're running down south or as the weather gets warmer, it's a real, and even in the wintertime, but you should always put your hands on your hubs as you walk around. Steer axle included, you know, because that right there is the number one thing that will give you an indicator of an issue. If that hub is really warm and it's like 20 below, you might have an issue. If you can't touch it, you have an issue and you need to get something looked at. You either have a bad bearing, you have a loose wheel end, you might be low on oil, you had a leaky wheel seal that has leaked all the oil out. You know, we've talked about this before in a couple other videos, but I feel it's really important to bring up because as I've been sitting here this weekend, I watch guys that come in here and their trucks are parked here all weekend. They get in the truck and just leave. Not even so much as walk around and thump tires, man. Time is precious. And if you complain about how little time you have to do something in a day, and then you have a breakdown that eats up even more time, that's all on you, buddy. I'm just going to say it as plain and simple as I can. It is all on you. It's on nobody else. You failed to check your equipment before you left, and 90% of the time it can be avoided. Any breakdowns like that or you know, delays can be avoided by just walking around and checking your truck. The other thing, you know, keeping the inside of your truck clean. I know a lot of guys, man, I've got a guy parked next to me right now. I looked in his cab when he opens the door, and dude, it's not horrible, but there's just stuff everywhere. I'll give you a little video tour here of my truck. Now, my truck is clean, and it's a little cluttered. You know, I've got stuff up above. I've got my guitar and everything, but I got everything pretty much in where it goes. I don't like a lot of stuff being out. I do have my water out down there. I need to kind of organize that a little bit, you know. Underneath my bed, I've got my case for my drone, which I haven't had out. My one drone battery, I see that's fully charged now. I need to look at that, you know. And then over here, I've got clothes hung up. I've got my little dresser thing down here, you know. And then in the front, I try not to keep a lot of stuff on my passenger seat, but I have my Bible. I always have a Bible with me. My GoPro, which that'll get mounted up, you know, a couple other things. I've got a notebook. I've got my big camera down here for the times when I want to get out and take photos. I've got a raisin on the floor. Look at that. You can throw that away. But, you know, I try to stay within reason. Oh, sorry. And stay halfway organized, you know, because for a couple reasons. One, it's a safety thing. You don't want to have stuff just rolling around on the floor of your truck. Two, it looks like crap. It really does. Take pride in what you do. You know, I need to vacuum my floor. I need to buy a vacuum. I am sick and tired of waiting to find a vacuum somewhere to use. I'm going to have to buy one, but I really don't have anywhere to put it. I've got a lot of stuff, and I don't like having this much stuff, but I hate being without things. So, you know, I'm going to put a little stainless box on the back on my frame behind the cab to put, you know, like my grease gun and my boots and my coveralls and things like that in. But keep your truck organized. And I'll tell you, one of the biggest reasons why is if you get inspected and they come up to your truck and you open the door and garbage is falling out and it smells like you're hiding a dead body in your truck, you're probably going to have problems. I'm just saying. You know, it goes without saying, but I'm just saying that you're probably going to have an issue. Keep your windows clean, keep your mirrors clean. This is kind of like a little safety thing, you know, but just sitting around all weekend this weekend and doing stuff, you know. I got the lights installed in my bumper. which, you know, is kind of cool. I would have never bought a bumper that had all those holes in it for all those lights, but it was already on the truck. And I found a really good deal on those 3/4 inch button lights, and we're going to give them a try. We'll see how they work. I bought them off Amazon, but they are probably one of the ones that are the most highly rated. And a lot of the ratings go back quite a few years. So, you know, I would assume that, I think it's safe to assume that for the most part, they're going to be good. I'm a little disappointed. They're a little lighter colored amber than what the rest of my lights are, but they're not horrible. They do have smoke lenses on them, so they look kind of cool. And I'll throw some pictures up. But, you know, it's just, I don't know, I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. But safety, you know, you've got to be aware of your equipment and stay safe. You know, I guess that's where I started out with this was was looking at your truck and doing a pre-trip and everything. I was walking by another couple over here, and they're parked in a different part of the parking lot. And I went out for a little walk this morning and looked at the gators out in the canal out here, and only saw one this morning though, but you know, he's pretty good size, I could tell. Anyway, I just got a message from my guy telling me we're going to start in Miami loading around 2 o'clock, so that's a good thing. We're getting close, 2.5 hours. But I walked by this couple, and they were throwing garbage bags out on the ground, and it was at least 6 bags, you know, like good-sized grocery bags full of garbage. And I can't, in my mind, I can't fathom having that much trash in my truck. You know, I go to Walmart and I get stuff that I need, and I keep all the bags, and I've got a bundle of bags big enough to choke a freaking walrus. But I keep it tucked away, and when I need a garbage bag, I have a garbage bag. But I throw my garbage away every day. I can't stand it. You know, I hang it on the armrest here on my seat, you know, like right here, and I can't stand having that there when it starts getting full. I only want that to be there for just a short period, you know, long enough to get it, have a place to put garbage, and then when I stop, I throw it away. You know, if I'm at a customer and they have a garbage can close, I'll use it. If I stop at a truck stop or a rest area, I throw my garbage away. You know, I don't hoard stuff. But there's some of these guys out here, man, I don't understand it, how they can live like that. You know, they never take a shower. It seems like they just never clean their trucks. And this isn't a rant. This is just it's an image portrayal. You know, and you've seen me in everything from a t-shirt to a button down collar short sleeve shirt to a sweatshirt to whatever. But it's not the type of clothes you wear, it's how you present yourself in public. And that can also go to part of the safety too. I mean, what kind of clothing are you wearing? Are you wearing clothing that's conducive to you doing your job well? I mean, you know, you got to be comfortable, for one. I'm comfortable wearing jeans and whatever. I'm not a sweatpants guy. I'm not a pajama pants guy. I am not a shorts guy. You don't want to see me in shorts. Although I do still, because I am part of this Irreverent Warriors group, veterans group in Bozeman, Montana, and I haven't been to their deal yet. I missed last year's because I had to work, but they have a hike that they do, and there's several of them a year, but one that they did, they call it the Silky Hike. I have my Silkies. And you veterans that are out there, especially from the late 80s up through the mid 90s, you know what I'm talking about for shorts. You know what they look like. So yeah, I do have my Silkies. I have not put them on yet. I bought them when I went to Hawaii in 2022 and with the Young Marines program, and I still have yet to wear them. I think maybe I put them on once for my wife. I don't know. But anyway, I'm getting off subject here. Pre-trips, drivers, just, man, make sure you're doing your pre-trips. Just keep an eye on your truck. You know, and it's only because it saves you time and it saves you money. Now, you may be a company driver and asking me, well, old guy 379, how is that saving me money by doing a pre-trip when it's not my truck? Goes back to that downtime comment I just made a minute ago. Do you like sitting? Do you like not getting paid? Do you like earning less money? Do you like pay raises? This is coming from the management side now. Do you like pay raises? Do you like bonuses? Do you like to drive nice equipment? If the answer to any of those is yes in the latter part and no in the previous part, then do your pre-trips and take care of your equipment. Even though it's not yours per se, it is a tool for you to make an income. And if you're not taking care of that tool, your tool will let you down. Keep your minds clean. I can see it right now. I can hear it. I can hear the wheels turning, you guys. You're terrible. Oh my gosh. Or maybe I am. I don't know. But anyway. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I just went there. I went down that rabbit hole. Oh my goodness. Stop it right there. Let's just, all right, we're done. Stop. So keep your trucks clean. Keep your trucks safe. If you find an issue and it's not your truck, call your safety, or not your safety department, but your maintenance department, or whoever, your rolling asset guy, whatever you call them, and get your truck fixed. Get it in, say, hey, this has to get fixed, or if it's something little, at least make them aware so that they know that you're going to be down for that repair at some point. It's just going to happen, right? If it's a safety issue, oh man, don't even go with it. Get it fixed, Being an owner-operator, there are always some little things, that we'll let go from time to time. I mean, there's no point. If I have a light out, like one of my bumper lights is out, if something like that happens, I'm not gonna panic and go, oh my gosh, I got to fix that right now. I'll fix it later. Or even a cab light, I try to keep stuff working all the time, but there are times that you just got to go. But things like a cab light being out or a marker light on your trailer, those are red flags to the DOT. So you want to make sure and take care of them as soon as you can. You don't want to just be running around. Like I saw a guy the other day, and maybe you guys have seen that video. He was driving by me, and the entire back of his trailer had this many lights on it. And his 7-way was just dangling, wasn't plugged in. But he had a magnetic, flashy light on the back of it. Because that fixes all the problems that he has. It takes care of it. It's like, hey, I got a light on the back of my trailer. What do you, I didn't talk to him, but, I'm hoping he just did that so that he could get to where we were I think it was at a TA. And so he could get in there and get it fixed and get down the road. But don't let stuff go. Just don't, take care of it, even if it's not yours. If it's yours especially, take care of it. It's yours. Show some pride in your ride. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I don't care that if you drive an old Freightliner Columbia, if you drive a Sterling, a brand new 370 or 389 Pete, or a brand new W900, or a new Cascadia, or an old Cascadia, whatever. Take care of your trucks. I see a lot of it with these local guys that run around that just stay within their state. I see so much. And it's every state. It's not just here in Florida. It's everywhere you go. We have the same issue in Montana. We got a lot of farmers that run around hauling hay and stuff, and half their crap don't work. And it's like, you know what? Why don't you fix it? Well, we're ag. We don't have to. I'm like, it doesn't matter that you're ag and that you don't have to. You're still on the road with other people. All your stuff should work, And that's another subject. I really believe that automobiles, they should be held to the same safety standards we are, but they're not. Never have been, never will be. Because we can't go against the general public. We can't just make rules that'll work for them like we do a truck. Oh, wait, you got a tail light out, and we're going to write you up and put you out of service. Well, you got brakes that aren't working? You need to get that fixed right now. You can take a car to a shop, and you can have your brakes, and I know this because I used to be a mechanic back when I first got out of high school, and then there was about 2 years there at 2 separate times when 2 of my daughters were born. I took some time off and went back mechanicking, and I can remember working on people's cars and they're like, no, I don't want to fix it. You don't have any brakes. Your front brakes are down metal to metal, and your rear brakes, your drum brakes, haven't worked in years. You can tell because it's just full of rust. That doesn't matter. I'm not fixing it. You can't make me fix it. Try that with a truck. I'm not fixing that. You can't make me fix that. You're going to get a visit from the DOT. And the shops are required because of the safety requirements from the FMCSA to not let your truck leave until it's fixed. I don't know. Double standards has always been there, though. But anyway, guys, I got off subject there. I am trying to keep this at 20 minutes like I do most of my videos. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, everybody. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you like what you see. Hit that notification bell, because with that, you'll get notified of new videos that are dropping, which, maybe one a day, every other day, every few days. Just depends on when I feel like making one, or when I think of something. But the whole pre-trip thing, man, that was something that really kind of got me, and watching all these trucks just roll in and out of here. These guys that live down here, and never once see them walk around their trucks. I mean, there was a couple, but for the most part, most of them just they didn't care. They just get right in their truck, fire it up, and leave. It's just pretty amazing, Watch the guy leave out here with his doors open on his trailer this morning. I'm like, well, guess you'll figure it out, Totally oblivious. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Take care. Old Guy 379 signing off here, telling you keep the shiny side up and the greasy side down, and we'll catch you on the flip side. See ya.